today for the Humanize IT, I get to say I told you so for one, and then two, how do you take advantage of things? So one is if in your state you have not seen the second round of grants come out, they closed in Nebraska on the 19th, and they were specifically designed to do sustainability for businesses. It was, and then I need to talk to my nonprofit, and their close date is the 6th of July. So we're seeing these application processes come out. What have you seen in Texas, Skip? Have you seen anything out there for your grants yet?
Yeah, it's more county by county driven. We're seeing some things pop up there. Again, for the nonprofits, some specific elements for those guys have been popping up. So it is good to see those. And it is a bit more work, though. It's smaller dollars. It's a little more varied. You have to go dig in a little bit more. But yes, there is, in some aspects, a fresh wave of funding hitting people's bank accounts, or at least the possibility of it.
Yeah, I foresee, depending on the rules in your area, some of it they're going to probably try to force that it has to be used for economic stability. Other people are going to say just use it for whatever you want. And so this is we're all getting into phase two here, so they're going to be a little bit more deliberate about it. And then this is what we told you to prepare for in June, July. This is why we want you to do your lessons learned right now, because you want to be at the forefront of their minds. Yeah, it's $12,000, but imagine every one of your clients getting $12,000 that they could use half of to give to you to do distributed workforce strategies. So things like if you have already been doing the HIT Foundations course, you have your reports ready to go, you have your QBR ready to go. All you have to do then is add one little section. You can use the industry analysis section, or you can use just a free content section and say, let's talk about the economic assistance and how we can be used to do that. So if you say, we will do a distributed workforce evaluation project for you. And what that means is you go through a process where you're going to assess their at-home setups or their technology portfolio and see how you can get them to a distributed workforce given their business processes. So it's a two-phase approach, and I'm happy to talk to people about how to do that, because I don't have anything formulaic. I know Skip is working on something with the peer group. For those of you not in the peer group, he's going to be making some headway there. But for those of you guys who just need to do a one-on-one session for immediate gratification, if you have a client you know has those dollars available, we can talk through it in a one-on-one. I'm happy to help you see how to do an evaluation of business processes and line them up with technical processes. Because what happens is you have like manufacturing companies. It's really hard for them to work from home. It's hard for them to do distributed workforce, but there are divisions in their company that can. With the other industries, such as more white collar, more administrative activities, you can talk to them about, okay, what can they outsource? Where can they do distributed? How can they maybe restructure their work environment to be more spacious or more friendly? There are multiple ways to do this, but it's a project, so for like $5,000, for instance, you could walk in and say, we will do a distributed workforce project. We will bring in an expert, or we will spend some time learning about your business processes and line them up with your technology portfolio. And you can sell this as something additional to your services. And this money is there now, so that when they're writing their grants, they can say, hey, I'm going to do a distributed workforce evaluation as sponsored by Virtual C or whoever, and they will do these things. And then your job is to just make sure that your evaluation falls in line with whatever your county or state's regulations are. It'll take you, an afternoon of looking at the grant process for your state or county and saying, oh yeah, this is what we can do that'll be covered within the grant, and now it's a write-off for your clients. Why wouldn't they spend $5,000 on an evaluation?
Right. Yeah, and that is one important thing to understand through this. I mean, you may have to help your clients out a little bit, but once they kind of go through the process, they're going to see that this money is coming. You know, it's essentially free money for them. You know, bad term, I know, but you know, it's not money
I'll
that
get to the
you know is
politics,
gonna.
Skip.
They're working on you know their reserves, and they're looking at their you know their cash flow, and they can see, hey, I can get something out. Yes, I do have to spend this, but if we do it right, you know, if I fill out this form and my MSP is helping me fill it out, if I fill this out, then I get this money straight back in my account. And it's a business process, you know, you can help your clients with, and they're going to appreciate that. And again, it goes towards them seeing you in a little bit different light. You're not just the guy trying to sell them stuff, but now you're here actually helping their business. So,
Yes.
very good approach.
And even at the very least, if it turns out that they need it for, if they're allowed to use it just for payroll and getting some of their bills paid, at least you're getting in front of them and letting them know, like, you're there, you're listening. And so this is all part of the lessons learned sessions that you can do with your clients. Maybe you only get 25% of them that do a project around this, or maybe you don't have any, or you want to use this as a doorbuster for new clients. Say, hey, we'll come in and we'll do an economic stabilization review for you, and they'll be, oh yeah, that's great, let's have it done. Now you're in the door.
Yep.
And so when I wrote the weekly email this week for the how to use the HIT Foundations course to increase revenue, it's all about the course was designed for you to get your first 3 companies started and have a context to work within, so that you knew that you had something to deliver to them so that you can start increasing project revenue. So for the HIT Foundations course, you're just going to also insert a lessons learned in there, or a economic stabilization and your strategy session. So on the HIT Foundations, it's a 5-day process where you do 10 minutes a day, and then you do the activities. So on the Wednesday meetings, so the strategic session, you will also want to run spend 15 minutes talking about economic stabilization. Are they getting it? What are they using it for? If they don't know what they're using it for, give them ideas.
There you go.
And
Yeah, and that's where they really need help on some of this. I mean, yeah, understanding what does this look like, and again, you know, you may look at that and go, hey, that's a bit of work, but remember, a lot of that is going to be repeatable work. So yes, after you kind of overcome those hurdles or walk through that process with one client, a lot of that is copy and paste for many of your other clients. So you can really kind of begin to get the things rolling, get some momentum going, get some economies of scale by applying this, finding opportunities and applying it to multiple customers of yours.
Sorry, I lost my screen here. As you were talking, my screen went away. There we go. Yeah. So, can you tell me a little bit? Like, have you guys had any activity in the peer group that covers some of this? Can we look forward to something in August when the peer group closes out? Or
Hopefully so.
how are you
Yep.
seeing that right now?
Yeah, so we just got launched last week, and didn't really get a dive into too much. And then the holiday down here did kind of throw us off a little bit. So we're be attacking that aggressively in the coming weeks. And I hope, one, to put out, again, our goal on that and just let everyone know is, you know, there will be the COVID response 3.0 template will be out there. And again, it's we're gonna drop almost all of the COVID naming in that, and it's really a business continuity sort of document. So it's going to be centered around remote workforce and work at home initiatives. So we'll have that out there, but the idea being that it's prime time to go to your customers and talk about these remote initiatives. But the good part about it is, you know, for your customers that are looking more forward, they're seeing, hey, yes, I need to deal with the pandemic response right now, but I don't need to basically structure my whole company around pandemic response right now, because at some point, this is going to end and we'll have a new normal. and you want to be able to set expectations of the client of, hey, we're putting together a plan, processes and policies that are going to help you deal with the issues that we're facing right now, but it's going to set in place policies, processes, and procedures to handle the new norm, to handle, Godzilla, to handle whatever new, thing comes over the horizon. 2020 isn't over yet, right? So, we want to be very proactive in that as well. So, yeah, stay tuned for that. And then some of these things coming out, anything that we can pass along around the CARES Act and the additional stimulus funds, not only in the U.S. but worldwide as well. If you guys want to send us some of that information, or forward us, some of the particulars on that, we'll certainly see what we can do to help facilitate that for everyone.
Yeah, I'm really interested in helping, especially members here, digest all of this. It's a lot to take in. You guys are running businesses, and you're trying to keep on top of economic policy, and it changes every day. Heck, the PPP day changed like 3 times in the couple days before they released it, and so it's a pain to keep on top of the stuff. And so we're going to keep watching it, but I can't track all the worldwide stuff. And so you have to be looking locally and seeing what your small business association is doing, what your local, maybe your colleges are talking about. Get on some of those lists for your local business associations to get that information and digest it over, your cup of coffee in the morning, so that you know how to chase some of these dollars. We got billions of dollars flooding our economy right now that are built around exactly what you guys do. And you want to get in front of that. You want your clients to remember that they're not just buying PCs and servers from you, that you're also there to help them run their businesses and find that next step.
Yep.
And that is what you want to do with your VCIO program. So if you use the Foundations course to get yourself kickstarted, if you use Foundations to train new employees or whatever you want, that it takes 5 days to ramp somebody up. That is what it takes. So if you plan on hitting some of your clients in mid-July, have your employees start Foundations on Monday after the holiday, and have them start working through this.
Yep.
And you'll start doing 3 a week and getting in front of them, so those billions of dollars that are hitting the economy, are, as much of them as possible, are funneling into your organization via projects. So that is how you're going to get ahead of the game. You don't want to be passive here. And if you're using this to generate new, or using to break down doors, you're also going to help companies go, oh yeah, these guys are great consultants as well as an MSP. We don't just buy equipment from them and manage the equipment. We actually buy solutions from them. And so this is a great way to generate revenue and get your clients to see you as different and get ahead of them. So that's how you get ahead of the grant dollars, get on top of the list for your clients as somewhere that they can push the cash that they know they'll get refunded for, and they know will be subsidized. One of the things I am doing, just to go for number 3 here, how to use us, is I'm sitting down with our economic director in Nebraska to talk through some of this. What does this mean? Like, a lot of the government officials are having the same struggles. They're trying to figure out, like, how do we best use the federal dollars and direct them in the state? Become that advisor, become that person who is going to help make those decisions. And that is where you're going to help shift your own community, and you're going to be able to get ahead of things and say, oh, this is where the grant dollar is going. Or you can advise your lobbyist, or not your lobbyists, your senators, your local governors and stuff like that. Say, hey, if we do this, we can get ahead of this next time. If we end up getting to a second shutdown, then this is what we're going to do. Help them understand as well. The politicians are trying their best to do things, however you feel about politics is beside the point. You're business owners. You're running businesses right now. You need to be part of the solution and help people understand that here's how you run distributed workforce. It's more than just installing Zoom. There's more to this, to evaluating how companies' processes can be sustainable outside of a building. How do we create a distributed network? How do we create a WAN? These are things that most of your leaders in the government do not know how to do, and they're looking for answers. Be the person who's answers. So you have connections at the state level, use them right now. Get in front of them, and if you need help with that, you can always reach out to me and or Skip, and are happy to help advise you on how those conversations should go and where to take those conversations. This is a good time to serve on those boards. This is a good time to be an advisor, because there's a lot of people just trying their best to make good decisions, and they don't have as much information as you do. You can be part of that. Sorry, I went on a little bit of a roll there. No, I have no political aspirations, but I do try to help the men and women I know that are in elected positions to craft good policy. I want them to think through things, and I want to help shape my local community. And this is how we do it. We get in front of them, we say, hey, this is what needs to be happening. And then as part of that policy, now maybe you can help out. You know, this is going to happen in your community, so you're ready to help out these small businesses or state departments or federal departments reevaluate how they're doing things so that they can run more efficiently. It's amazing what you find when you just sit down and have good conversations with people. Have a cigar, have some scotch with them, go drink some tea, have dinner, do something, and have a good conversation. There's no difference between this and dealing with your clients. It's just about having a good conversation with them so that you can come up with good solutions. They feed you information, you feed them information, and at the end you come up with something better. Skip, you're awfully quiet over there.
Yeah, no, that's all good info, and just so I know it's a bit of work, and in the end, though, I think we can be really happy that this is a fairly good opportunity. We always look at, I guess sometimes if you're in sales, you try to rate your opportunities. Where do you put your effort? There's only so much time you can do chasing dollars down different paths and such. So this one, given where we are in our economy and current situation, I think this is a very strong opportunity. And I know from personal experience, as shared with several of you guys in the past, I've done a lot of work around the E-rate program that's been available in the U.S. and have seen a great deal of success from that. So, a totally different situation, a different program, obviously, but I know at the end of the day, very similar operation here. And many of you that have been, working in the MSP community for a while, I'm probably familiar with some people who have done E-rate, and you can say, yeah, that's been a real challenge. Yeah, that was, good. I know a lot of people had bad experiences with that. The good news with, I think, some of what we have right now is a lot of legislation that's coming out, a lot of the rules is greatly simplified. So yes, there are still, the fine print to read, but the way they're distributing this money, they're seem to be much more focused on getting it out sooner rather than later and simplifying the process for everyone going through the program. So I think this is a great time to jump in on that.
Oh, politics.
Yeah.
But this is one of the times where you can be a positive influence on your society, and just a little conversations today really help. And it takes some work, and yes, it's annoying. Yes, filling out E-rate paperwork is annoying, but you're helping schools, you're helping people afford things they normally wouldn't be able to, and you're able to shift the balance in favor of your clients. And that is the real power here, is you want to use your advisory services to become that authority in your area. And right now, everybody's looking for answers. You want to be part of the solution. So that, over the next 5-10 years, when people are like, man, who would know about this? Let's talk to Sean. Let's talk to Michael. Let's talk about these people. Oh, Penny knows what she's doing. And we can get them in front of these leaders, and you become synonymous with technology leadership, so that when big decisions are made, your name comes up, or your company's name comes up as being an industry leader. And when you talk to your clients in the future, that's good marketing material. Like, oh yeah, remember when COVID hit and the CARES Act was being done? We did a lot of work to help make sure that those dollars got released to the small businesses in the area. And people know that about you. And then they start thinking of you as more of a business partner, as somebody's an advocate in their corner. You want to be seen as that leveler. I was just telling somebody this morning about how CD prices did not change for 30 years. And that was because Walmart was the advocate for the consumer. They said, no, we will sell CDs for this price. And whenever the music industry tried to change the prices, they said, fine, we won't carry your CD. And Walmart, being a primary retailer, had so much buying power that they were able to set prices with the music industry. You want to behave kind of like that for your clients, that you are the regulator, that you are going to bat for your clients to help them get through these tough times. That while people are making up rules and people are making up things, that you're saying, no, this is what needs to happen. This will make things easier for our clients. This will make things easier for the small businesses. So you got to think of yourself as that customer advocate.
Yeah, and very practically speaking here, you've heard Adam and I talk about, being a differentiator, setting yourself apart from your competition. This is a very specific instance. I have, it wasn't too long ago, I was sitting in a pretty big meeting of several MSPs, and there was one guy out, and he was just making a very clear case of, hey, no, we don't need to be involved in this process. We need to let our clients figure this out and then tell us what they want, and then just go fulfill the orders, basically. And I was trying to be as polite and diplomatic as I could. Perhaps I should have been a bit more rude and upsetting the apple cart. I didn't say too much, but he was just absolutely wrong. He was absolutely wrong. And I think he does represent a significant portion of MSPs that are out there that are going to take a very hands-off approach when their clients call them and go, hey, is there anything we can do to make this better? The client goes, yeah, sure. What do you want me to do? Do you want a new firewall? Fortinet has a new one out. We can try that, and they're just really going to wait until the client goes and does whatever research they can, or listen to, whoever their buddies are, or find some random technology. Oh, let's try this. And when you come out and go ahead and say, hey, we have a process, we have a procedure to work through, we have some templates, we have some guidelines, we can offer you a structure, not a what if. We can offer you a process that you can walk through to get your workforce back up and running remotely, or prepare for the future. When you lay that out, you really are going to differentiate yourself from your competitors in very, very stark and contrasting terms, in that you're going to be the strategic guy and they're just the clerk sitting on the other side of a counter, pretty much waiting for you to bring them something, and ring up they're waiting for customers to bring something, so then ring it up the cash register. And that's definitely the place we don't want to be. Let's get out there, be consultative, have those conversations.
Yes. So the thing I want to leave everybody with is those three kind of points of: one, get your VCIO program ramped up right now. There is no better time to have a VCIO or a VCIO style framework in place than right now. getting that in place, and then getting ahead of these grant dollars. That's what these people are for. These account managers, these VCIOs should be having the bandwidth to digest this and bring it and put it in front of your clients so that you can say, how can we use these dollars that you're going to be getting, how can we use them to the best benefit? That is what your VCIOs are for. So get ahead of the grant process by using the Foundations course to train up more staff that are thinking this way. And then finally, ask us questions. If you're struggling with getting in front of representatives from your states or provinces or countries, then reach out to us and let us help you figure out those conversations and what they look like. And we know that you guys all have connections. We use them now to get ahead and prepare yourself for the curve so that when your VCIs are ready, that you can now deliver, and they know what to deliver, they know how to deliver it, and how to get the best bang for their buck for your clients. And at the end of the day, your clients are going to accelerate past their competition, and they're going to say, how did you do that? Because I worked with X. You want that out there. And that's what I have for today. I didn't want to go too long today. It's a holiday weekend coming up. I don't want to distract everybody so that they're blowing off their fingers and stuff. And I want everybody to stay safe, have a good time, do some barbecue for me, count your fingers at the end of the day, and we'll see you next week.
Sounds good.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.